I'm carrying these supplies because I'm helping you clear up the mess you've made. And before you ask me what mess, explain to me why your bank account balance looks like Alaska's average temperature. But seriously, let's be real. We all want to live our best lives, and being broke isn't an aesthetic.
I put money on your card so you can pay today.
Wait, you put money in my card so I can pay for today?
Yeah.
So I can get to treat you?
You can treat me today.
With
your card.
With my card?
And your money.
In my money?
And your money.
So you...
But please relax, I'm not here to lecture you. I've personally been there, and I believe that experience is our best teacher. The thing is, when you're in your 20s or 30s, maybe just starting out, it's easy to feel like you're doing everything right. Clocking hours of work, doing extra shifts on weekends, and helping all of your colleagues. But somehow your bank account balance isn't reflecting your worth. I vividly remember that feeling too, working long hours, sacrificing weekends, and yet every month seemed like a game of catch-up. And have you ever wondered why? Unfortunately, it's all you. And sometimes it's the habits you don't even notice that are keeping yourself poor. Let's start with self-sabotaging mode, or comfort in struggle. Weirdly enough, sometimes the struggle itself becomes comfortable. When you're used to barely making it, you start believing that it's just the way it's supposed to be. I know it sounds strange, but just think about it. The familiar, even if it's painful, can feel a lot safer than something that's unknown. And that way you can easily end up living out of habit, feeling like there is no other choice but to keep hustling without a real plan for change. The cycle of convincing yourself that as long as you worked harder, things would magically fall into place. It's just wearing you down. No plan, just the same day-to-day grind, thinking it would eventually pay off, just getting by. But what it is that you're doing wrong? Do you believe that you're genuinely just not good with money, or people like you don't get rich? Hate to say it, but thoughts like this are self-sabotage. You see, you're already putting yourself in a box with no way out. But it's finally time to tear it down.
Okay, next.
The whole concept of wealth needs you to be confident and aware. Aware that money is in abundance and you, like every other rich person out there, have the ability to get it. Your beliefs shape your reality, so think highly of yourself instead. Think of yourself as this person who is great with money. Look around. Wealthy people seem to have it so easy, but what's their secret? They do stuff differently, and those small things totally add up. And this exact realization is your game changer. So welcome to living for today and ignoring tomorrow. We are so often told, oh, just live, honey. And honestly, this is a dilemma I know most young people face. Torn between preparing for tomorrow and enjoying the now. After a tough week, it's so easy to justify a treat, a dinner out, or a new dress. I'm guilty as charged.
Hello?
And here comes the excuses. The pressure is just too much. Yes, I know. Inflation is kicking people in the ass, and the crazy bills just keep piling. But honestly, it's all about planning. And I didn't even realize that those small moments of gratification were adding up, keeping me from getting closer to where I wanted to be. And it wasn't just the occasional treat that was the issue. It was the pattern of constantly indulging without a thought for my bigger goals.
I don't know, I just don't think this is great for me. I don't want to do it. I want to go home. I can't take the pressure of it. But don't you think any job interview...
You simply just have to make it work. The pattern of constantly indulging is the issue here. Look, if every dollar goes towards an I deserve this moment, it quickly adds up to a cycle that's hard to break out of. That bottle of wine can wait, trust me. Future you will thank you because she's not stressing over money like it's her full-time job. You don't need more money, knowledge, or time. Just start small. Be a mindful saver. Spare as little as 10% of whatever you get your hands on, despite the crazy bills, or even just $10 each month. Robert Kiyosaki of Rich Dad Poor Dad says, the rich invest their money and spend what's left. The poor spend their money and invest what's left. When I read this, it immediately shifted my focus from the right now mentality. Was it easy? not quite, just disciplined enough. And that's how lack of financial discipline leads to overconsumption that leads to keeping you poor. There, I said it. If you're always at the mercy of your whims, you're just spending away your potential. Overconsumption almost often equals to overspending, and it's one of those things that seem to silently slip by. How many times have you found yourself scrolling through Shein, filling your cart, and next thing you know, you've spent your grocery budget on a new wardrobe that will be out of style by next month. Shein, please don't cancel me. You know, I had a really bad habit of buying a couple of new books each year to read each month because New Year resolutions. Truth be told, I never got the time to catch up. On the outside, I looked like this cool person who is knowledgeable and all, and I really liked it. People were envious of my collection. My bank wasn't. It was simply overconsumption that needed to stop. And if I'm being honest, I didn't want to look at my spending habits too closely. I just told myself that I was handling it, that I was responsible enough. But the truth was, my money was flowing right back out of my account as fast as they came in. Discipline will help you question a lot. Do I actually need that stuff? Or is it just a make me feel good moment that's about to drain your account? You have to get very real with yourself, prioritizing needs from wants. Which leads us to getting sucked into sales you don't even care about. Yes, this could actually be making you poor. Sales can be a blessing and a curse. Oh, it's 40% off, I have to buy it. Well, saving 40% on something you didn't even need is still 100% money wasted. Ask yourself, would you buy it at full price? If not, it's probably not worth it. Why on earth would you go buying an iron box for $5 simply because it's a deal? And yet you already have a functional one in the house? Sales are only helpful if they align with what you truly need or want. Otherwise, you're just falling into a marketing trap. And even though I worked in that field my entire life, I'm still so easily manipulated by those marketing tricks. But I want you to be intentional with your spending. Just remember that every deal you pass up means more money for the things that actually matter to you. I needed to stay as calm as possible because the violence is about to enter the chat. Surrounding yourself with the wrong people keeps you poor. Some friends are just too expensive. You know, the ones always suggesting fancy dinners, designer shopping trips, or $30 drinks. And sure, it's fun at the moment, but those hangouts can drain your wallet faster than you think. Ask yourself, are you really connecting with these people, or are you just keeping up for the sake of appearances? Real friends don't expect you to spend big to fit in. The people around you matter more than you think. When I started spending time with people who were driven, who talked about goals and growth, it lit something up in me. I got enough courage to say, I can't afford this right now, which wasn't a sign of weakness. It's called financial responsibility. Most of the people who are trying to please could be fake too. Social media makes it seem like everyone's living this luxurious lifestyle, when in fact, most people are drowning in debt. And all thanks to credit cards. Ask yourself, would you rather look rich or actually be rich? And here comes the credit card quicksand. It's giving future you more stress. You know, credit cards are like that toxic ex, looking shiny and innocent, but trust me, if you're carrying a balance, those high interest rates can quickly spiral into a mountain of debt. Some rates go as high as 22%. Of course, we all at some point need to get one in order to get those big purchases, but some people get carried away very quickly and end up swimming in debt. Personally, I try to only spend what I already have, so I mostly use my debit card. When I do use my credit card, I make sure I have the exact amount to pay it off before the due date, so those cashback rewards actually end up meaning something. You can break small expenses into debit, while bulk expenses go towards credit, only if you're able to pay before the due date. One great advice I can give you is to treat your credit card like a responsible friend. If you can't handle it right, it's time for a break. And one last thing before we wind things up. Stop paying too much in taxes. Now, here is something that stinks. The thing is, most people are basically clueless when it comes to paying taxes, which leaves them paying more than they need to. The wealthiest people often pay little to no tax, and it's not because they're cheating or anything like that. They're just using smart strategies that are also available to you, if you take time to learn about them. And I'm not kidding. Have you ever heard of that quote that says that paying taxes is for poor people? So not cool. So I need you to take time to learn. Research on tax deductions. The internet has endless resources. Tell yourself, girl, it's time for you to stop surviving and start thriving. Period. Anyways, guys, I hope you'll take my advice seriously. I enjoyed helping you clean up, and I hope to see you in the next video. Check out that like button if you enjoyed this video, and have a great day.